So what have we bought? Another financial mistake, maybe. A 2007 Jaguar XJ6 TDVi. Again, on Copart, as you've probably already seen. I made a bit of a joke bid. It come up, no one bid on it, so I chucked a bid in. Obviously didn't win, well below the reserve. In fact, 5 times below the reserve. So I do what I normally done and ignored it. When I woke up this morning, you've won it. So I got this for a fifth of the reserve. Now, it obviously depends what the reserve is as to whether this is cheap. And I don't normally talk money. But if I say the reserve was £2,000 and a fifth of £2,000 is £400, would you think I got a bargain? I think for 400 quid, it's a lot of car for 400 quid. Although I have opened the boot to find the battery, and we have engine parts. Now I think these are the same engine that's in the Freelander Range Rover. So they either do turbos or spin cranks or whatever. They're not very reliable. So I'm guessing the engine is dead. The question is, do I waste my time? Do I use my time and put another engine in? Or do I strip it? The 20-inch wheels have got 4 matching new Uniroyal Rain Sport tyres on. I reckon they're probably worth what I paid for the car. So, let's chuck some power on it, see if we can get that window up, see if we can straighten the wheels up, and see what happens. Obviously, I'm not going to start it because there's bits missing, but we'll pop the bonnet as well and have a look. But to be able to get the ignition to be able to get the steering lock off, it needs the ignition, I think, because I've put the key in the ignition and turned it, and I can't get the steering lock off. So I'll stick some power to it and see what happens. Right, we've hooked it up to our mobile power point, into the battery in the boot. Yeah, over 12 volts, so we're all right. So, let's have a look, shall we? Right. We have lights. Oh, and we have a steering lock. Excellent. Right, so let's get in and have a look. Right, I apologise for the noise, but it's telling me that there's faults and it's beeping and God knows what. I've managed to get it out of park and into neutral, but it is saying that there is a handbrake fault, so I don't know if it'll roll yet. But the radio's come on. I've got the pin for that. Nav is touchscreen. So it's got obviously wherever it was when it last went on, because it's nowhere near here. So we've got all that. What else we got? We got audio. Oh, we'll turn that off. The doors say, oh, we've got the window up, by the way. The doors say Alpine in them as well. So we've got various lights and bits and pieces here. I've got all the books. We've got loads of gump there. Yeah. So just a matter of, I don't know, let's open the bonnet and see what's under there. Right, we've got the bonnet open. And yes, all them bits in the boot are off of the engine. We've got a belt here. We've got various bits loose. The alternator is removed. Question is, why? I don't really know. Obviously, did they start the job, decide that they can't be bothered? Was it just the alternator that had gone? I can't see them throwing it away for just an alternator. So, I don't really know. I think it's going to need some more investigation. But yeah, so far so good. We have I've just checked all the lights. I don't know what this is. Well, I do. It's an earth of some kind, but they seem to have, I don't know, that's not proper, is it? I don't think. We've got xenon headlights. We've got LED tail lights, all work. All the windows all work, etc. I would love to get the suspension pumped up, so I'm going to have a quick Google and see if I can find where the compressor is, and I'll see if I can get some air into it. So I'll have a quick Google. Right, we've got her up on the ramp, just to have a look underneath, make sure everything's okay. It wasn't damaged by Copart or anything with the forklift. Everything seems okay. It's had new rear tie rods, look. Pair of. We've got the airbags, rear arms. You can see probably where it was advised. A bit crusty on the subframe, but that's all right. It's a surface, nothing to worry about. Exhaust all seems all right. Props there. See if I can zoom out a bit. There we go. We've got the big DPF and the big Jaguar pipes there, both sides. So maybe that's just a centre silencer, I don't know. Then you've got the DPFs there. It's all covered in oil because my trailer is, so don't worry about that too much. Although there is a rag covering something there. Oh, that looks like a positive cable. From the alternator, I'd imagine. So yeah, there are bits missing. But it all looks all right. Tyres are all good, they're all matching. So they're good, and what are they? They are 255 40 20, so 20-inch rims. Yeah, so nothing damaged under here. All right. So it's just a matter of now finding out what's wrong with it. I'm guessing as the front of the engine's come off, maybe it is timing chain or timing belt, whatever they are. I don't know. I'll have to look into it, but yeah. Right, home time for today, I think. Well, it's the next morning here. I've had a few hours to debate what's going on, and a few little updates as well. Let me fill you in. Well, as I said yesterday, when it turned up, that it had full service history. Now, there's stamps in the service book from 2 dealers, one in Leicester, one in Peterborough. So I thought if the owner obviously was so fastidious with his servicing, maybe it went into Jaguar themselves to be diagnosed. So I rang the dealers up. I know obviously they can't give me any personal details, but I said to them, you know, I've bought this car. I just wondered, has it come in for diagnostic work? And then obviously maybe it's been quoted too much and the guys pulled it out. So they both went through their systems and said, no, we've only had it at the last service and the services before. They've had nothing since. So I did a bit of Googling, like Jaguar specialists in the area that it come from. Obviously I picked it up from Cambridge, but the stamps are all Leicester and Peterborough. So I Googled them, rung a couple, never seen it. Then I rung one more that I found on the Jaguar Owners Club. Bingo. He was actually the owner. He is a car dealer and he owned the car from practically new. He was over the moon that I'd found him because there's something in the car that he wants back, so I need to dig that out. But yeah, his words were, I wanted to be buried in that car. He said, I've had it since nearly new. As you've seen from the service, there's been no penny pinching on it. It has been everything it's needed, it's had done. He loved it. Just one day he was driving along and it went bang. He put it into because he's a dealer, he had a couple of
you know, like companies that he uses for servicing and bits and pieces. They put it into them, and they determine that the engine is seized. I'm sure he said he thinks there's a hole in the block, so I'll have a look at that. So yeah, had a chat with him for 15-20 minutes. He was over the moon that it not gone to a crusher and that someone had bought it. I didn't quite catch the whole story, but I think he sold it to someone as this, and then they've obviously, maybe they bought it thinking they could fix it, and they've put it through auction, and he got what the reserve was, I believe, and obviously I've paid a lot less than that. So yeah, so that's great. So I found the history of it. I know, the owner backs up with a bit of paperwork I've got, and he's told me that it's seized. So there's no need for me to now do any investigative work. It's just a decision on what to do. Now, obviously, I've told you I paid 400 quid for it. I don't normally mention money because I don't think it's really relevant, but it's 400 quid plus the auction fees plus me going to get it. So it probably owes me now 600 quid. I still think that's a lot of car for 600 quid. Looking on eBay, the wheels and tyres are worth 500-600 quid. A set of 4 matching rain sports. What are these, 4s or 3s or 5s? I can't remember. I can't see, it's around the other way. But regardless, new ones are 150 quid each. So with the 20-inch wheels as well, the money's there. Question is, do I break it? Now, I told obviously the owner that I wanted to keep it, which I do want to keep it, but it's the financial commitment I'd need to make. Now, he was quoted something in the region of £10,000 to £15,000 to put an engine in. I believe that was probably at the dealers, because the labour was about £7,000, so I'm guessing that was dealer money. I can get a used engine on eBay for about 750 quid. Just a short block. Is that the right term? Short block? Just the block with the heads, no ancillaries or anything on it. With a 90-day warranty for about 750 quid. Now, they're obviously it's a common thing, I believe. So who's to say that's not going to go wrong after the 90 days and I'm back to where I was, but 750 quid and labour later. Do I buy a recon engine? Now they're into the thousands, so it doesn't really make financial sense. Someone on the Jaguar Owners Club did make a sensible suggestion, and I did actually know this but had forgot. The S-Type, so the next one down from this, of the same sort of vintage, also came with this engine. They're not very loved cars. You can buy a running, driving MOT car for anything, below 1,500 quid basically. I was linked to one yesterday. It's up for 1,250. 100,000 miles, I think it was. Cam belt was done at 94. Runs and drives lovely, but it's sold at a dealer with no guarantees or warranty because the electronic handbrake has failed, and he doesn't want to, it's a part exchange. He doesn't want to put money into repairing it. Could I get that for £1,000? A whole running car. I could drive it around, for a week, and I could swap the engine and then sell the rest, scrap it, whatever, and probably get most of my money back. I don't know. I could break this now and probably make quite a good profit on it. But look at it. It's quite a special car. That colour's lovely. It looks the part. It's got all the bells and whistles in it. The guy has loved it. It's one owner on the logbook. What do I do? I think I'm going to give it a couple of coats of looking at. Not make any rash decisions. Crack back on with the Defender. Leave this, either here or put it in the barn next door and have a little think. Let me know what you would do. Obviously, labour-wise, it's only my time. It's not really going to cost me any money to get the engine out. I'm sure I could do it fairly quickly. So I'm not really worried about that. I've never done one, so it will be a learning experience, and obviously it won't be as quick as someone who has done it before, but it can't be that difficult. Do I buy another whole running car, or do I just buy an engine and go from there? I don't know. Let me know what you think. As I say, I'm not going to make any rash decisions yet. I could do with the finances back in, but it's not desperate yet. So Yeah, the intention was to break it, really. If I bought it that cheap, the idea was to break it, or just, you know, just flip it straight on eBay as it was. But, you know, it's lovely. It's really nice. I've always wanted an XJ. I'm getting to the age now where, you know, it's the kind of car for me. Obviously, I've got my Range Rover. The wife's got a Range Rover. Would the Jag make a nice addition? Don't know. As I say, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe and share. Leave a comment. Tell me what you do. Any other suggestions? You know, should I just bin it? I don't know. You tell me. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.